And we always look forward to our visit with Maggie McDaniel.
Where in the world is Maggie McDaniel?
She's around here somewhere.
Where in the world is Maggie?
I'm looking right at her. Good morning, Maggie. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning, Tim. How are you?
Hey, it's great to be here and great to have you in studio.
Yeah. And Dave, if you can hear us, hello. And I said, mission accomplished. They finally muted Dave. No singing, no bad jokes. Sorry, Dave. We love you. We miss you, but...
This was not a conspiracy theory. We don't want people after us, okay?
But you're right. It's I've sometimes turned his mic off, but no, this is the...
You can always hear
him at all.
Yeah, you can always
Yeah, we
hear
miss you, Dave.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, and hope they're having a wonderful time on the marriage cruise. Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I know you had a cruise not too long ago with Monsignor Kabaki and a bunch of other
Pilgrimage
folks.
River Cruise. It was wonderful.
Man, that's what I hear.
Yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. And it was the whole cruise was, the boat was filled with Catholic groups, Catholic people. We had 3 priests, we had different groups. We all had our own, group when we got off the ship and whatnot. But it was so nice just to socialize with people from around the country, different Catholics, and some were even from Detroit, the Chaldeans we ran into that knew the cathedral and knew Monsignor Kabaki. So that was really great. But so cruises are great. So if anybody wants to do another river cruise, let me know. We'd be love to do it. We did
that was
Danube.
The first one you did, right?
That was the first one, and God willing, it won't be the last. Hopefully, we get enough, people who would be interested in doing one with us.
I've heard raves from
it was great.
Monsignor and from others that were on that.
It was absolutely wonderful. But, there's so many things. I have one pilgrimage coming up in a few weeks with Father Adam Hertzfeld. We're going to Mexico. We're going to visit Our Lady of Guadalupe Shrine, the shrines down in Puebla, the place where Michael the Archangel appeared and whatnot. So that is really exciting. But, because I've only done that a few times, once before with Father Adam and Father Ron Schock. So it's always nice to go back and just kind of learn and have this sink in a little bit more. The place we're going to venerate the first American martyrs. We know of the North American martyrs, but there's actually martyrs in Mexico well before the North American martyrs.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the 1500s. So that'll be nice to do. And, of course, Miguel Pro, just under 100 years ago with the Cristeo Roars. Yeah. We're gonna be able to visit the church and the shrine there with him and whatnot. So it's so nice to be able to go and visit the different places. And I love Marian shrines. I say Marian shrines are different than any other pilgrimage site because at Marian shrines, you have people of faith. You don't have a tourist going to Marian shrine. You're not going to get tourists going to Fatima, going to Lourdes. Our Lady of Guadalupe, it's the middle of one of the largest cities in the world. Yes, there's people around, but the tourists aren't going into the shrines. They're not going, so it's a little bit different. So it is wonderful to go.
Well, that's the beauty of pilgrimage, especially with Catholic faith journeys, because Catholic is a part of the name for one thing.
Absolutely.
And you're going deeper into. It's not just a sightseeing tour.
No, absolutely not.
It's a spiritual.
It's a spiritual sightseeing, and hopefully, it'll touch your soul. It'll encourage you to get more involved in your faith. And, I hear so many people like my age who grew up in an area in a time when there wasn't the catechesis that we would hope for. And you have adults go, I was never taught that. I'm like, well, now that you're an adult, you have a responsibility to teach yourself. There's plenty of resources. You got the catechism, you got the Bible, you got classes, you got books, you got online things, you got form, you got so many things you can utilize to enrich your faith. So as an adult, that's not an excuse that we weren't taught as children. No, we didn't have it younger, but we definitely have the opportunity to learn as we get older. And sometimes for me, I'm a visual person, going to these sites and then seeing the saints and people who have died for the faith, it really hits deep home. It's like, wow, we wouldn't have this if it wasn't for them. So that's really awesome to be able to do that.
And when people can come to you and you can customize a pilgrimage just for that group, that's a wonderful thing. Obviously, nobody's going to the Holy Land anytime soon, but you can put together
No, unfortunately not. We can, and and in these readings today, boy, I tell you, they take you back because you hear about the swine. When you're up in the northern part around the Sea of Galilee, you can see like the cliff in the Decapolis where the swine fell over. In the Kidron Valley at the foot of Mount of Olives, you can see the tomb of Absalom. It's still there. So, wow. As you follow these readings the next couple of days, you're going to hear how he succumbed to his death. But you see it. You walk in these footsteps, and oh, my goodness. It's like when you read it, it's like, wow, I've seen that tomb. You know where the city of David was. You know where they're coming out and going across the Kidron Valley up to the Mount of Olives. It's just like, wow, that just really, if you see me at Mass and my eyes are closed, I'm probably not sleeping. I'm visualizing and putting myself back there. And so many people say the same thing. When they hear the readings now at Mass, they just close their eyes and they put themselves back, whether it be in the Mount of Olives or at the Mount of Beatitudes or on top of Mount Tabor. It just changes everything and how you experience your faith. Yeah, absolutely.
Pilgrimage does change everything.
So we'd love to have you join us.
Yeah, CatholicFaithJourneys.com.
Give us a call. We'll set something up for you.
Thanks, Maggie.
Yep. God bless, guys. Bye,
Yeah, have a
Dave,
great
wherever
day.
you are.
Bye, Dave.